Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The Newman Ranch had always been a fortress. Victor stood. And when Victor Newman stood with that particular expression, it usually meant someone's life was about to get very complicated. Victor walked toward the window. My family is under attack. Michael spoke cautiously. Are you sure about that? Victor turned. I don't deal in uncertainty. Michael frowned. Victor. But Victor cut him off. Anyone who threatens my empire. His voice dropped into a dangerous calm. Will regret it. Michael leaned back in his chair. Because he knew that tone. And whenever Victor Newman decided to go to extremes, Genoa City usually paid the price. The tension in Genoa City had begun spreading like wildfire. By the time Patty Williams stepped inside the Abbott mansion, the atmosphere was already electric with suspicion, fear, and unanswered questions. Jack Abbott stood in the doorway, frozen. Diane stared from behind him like she had just seen a ghost walk straight out of the past. Patty tilted her head slightly, studying both of them with unsettling curiosity. Well, Patty said softly, this is awkward. Diane's voice came out sharp. What are you doing here? Patty stepped inside without waiting for permission. I came to check on Jack. Jack finally found his voice. You drugged me. Patty blinked slowly. Drugged you? Jack stepped closer, anger building. There was something in the champagne on the yacht. Patty gave a little shrug. Oh, that. Diane's jaw dropped. Oh, you admit it. Patty waved her hand dismissively. It wasn't dangerous. Jack's patience snapped. You slipped something into my drink. Patty leaned forward slightly, lowering her voice like she was sharing a secret. I was helping you. Jack stared at her in disbelief. Helping me? Oh, yes. Diane crossed her arms. By knocking him unconscious. Patty's eyes sparkled strangely. You were under a lot of stress, Jack. Jack rubbed his forehead, trying to control his temper. So you drugged me to relax. Patty smiled brightly. Exactly. Diane scoffed. Oh, that's insane. Patty's expression shifted slightly. I prefer the term creatives. But Jack's instincts told him something else was going on. Patty was rarely straightforward. There was always another layer. Jack narrowed his eyes. What exactly did you put in that drink? Patty paused. Just for a second. Then she smiled again. Oh, Jack, if I told you everything, it wouldn't be fun anymore. Across the country, Adam Newman stepped off a plane into the bright desert sun of Las Vegas. The air felt dry and heavy with memories. Vegas had once been his playground. A world of flashing lights, high-stakes gambling, hidden identities, and dangerous alliances. Back then, Adam had lived under a different name. Spyder. A name whispered through casinos and underground poker games with a mixture of admiration and fear. Adam walked through the airport like a man entering enemy territory. Because that's exactly what this was. His phone buzzed. Chelsea. Adam hesitated, then answered. Hey. Chelsea's voice carried worry. You landed. Just now. You can still turn around. Adam smiled faintly. You know I can't. Chelsea sighed. I hate this. Adam stepped outside, the Vegas skyline visible in the distance. I'll be careful. Chelsea's voice softened. Adam, the people from that life. I remember. They play for keeps. Adam's eyes hardened. So do I. Chelsea went quiet for a moment. Then she asked the question that had been haunting her. What if Spyder is still out there? Adam looked toward the towering casinos. Oh, he is. Chelsea's heart skipped. Oh, what? Adam spoke calmly. Because Spyder was never someone else. A long pause. Then he finished quietly. And it was always me. And now he was going back to face the consequences. Meanwhile, back in Genoa City, Nikki Newman arrived at the ranch determined to get answers. Victor sat calmly in the living room as if nothing unusual was happening. Nikki walked straight toward him. Enough games. Victor looked up from his drink. Hello to you too, my darlings. Nikki folded her arms. Patty Williams just showed up at the Abbott house. Victor raised an eyebrow. That's interesting. Don't pretend you didn't know. Victor stood slowly. I'm always informed. Nikki stared at him. So you did know. Victor didn't deny it. I suspected she might appear. Nikki shook her head in disbelief. Victor, this situation is spiraling out of control. Victor remained calm. I know. Nikki's voice rose. Jack Abbott was drugged. Victor's eyes darkened slightly. And yet he's alive. That's not the point. Victor stepped closer. The point is protecting what belongs to us. Nikki studied him carefully. You're planning something. Victor gave a small smile. I'm always planning something. Nikki sighed. That's exactly what worries me. Victor placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Trust me. But Nikki knew better. Whenever Victor asked for trust, someone else usually paid the price. Back at the Abbott mansion, the confrontation with Patty had grown more intense. Jack paced across the room. You're not telling us the whole story. Patty sat calmly on the couch. I never do. Diane snapped. Why were you even on that yacht? Patty smiled. A coincidence. Jack shook his head. You expect us to believe that. Patty tilted her head. Stranger things have happened. Jack stopped packing. Who put you up to this? Patty blinked. Put me up to it. Oh, yes. Patty laughed softly. Oh, Jack. Her voice turned eerily serious. No one controls Patty Williams. Jack wasn't convinced. Then why drug me? Patty leaned forward. Because someone was watching you. The room went silent. Diane frowned. What does that mean? Patty's eyes moved slowly between them. Let's just say the yacht wasn't as private as you thought. Jack felt a chill run down his spine. Who was watching? Patty smiled mysteriously. That's the fun part. Jack grabbed the edge of the table. Patty. But she simply stood. I've already said too much. Diane stepped forward. You're not leaving. Patty paused at the door. Oh, Diane. She smiled sweetly. You really think you can stop me? Then she opened the door and walked out, leaving Jack and Diane with more questions than answers. Later that night in Las Vegas, Adam entered a dimly lit casino hidden away from the main strip. The room smelled of expensive whiskey and risk. High-stakes poker tables filled the center of the room. Adam walked toward one particular table, and the dealer froze when he saw him. Whispers spread through the room. Is that? No way. That can't be. Adam pulled out a chair and sat down. The dealer cleared his throat nervously. Buy in. Adam placed a thick stack of chips on the table. The room grew silent. Then someone at the far end of the table chuckled. A tall man stepped forward from the shadows. Well. Adam slowly looked up. The man smiled. I was wondering when you'd come back. Adam's voice was calm. Hello, Marcus. Marcus leaned closer. Or should I say, his grin widened. A Spyder. The tension around the table exploded. Marcus laughed. You vanished years ago. Adam shuffled the cards slowly. I needed a break. Marcus's eyes gleamed. Well, you picked a hell of a time to return. Adam placed his cards down. Why is that? Marcus leaned closer, lowering his voice. Because someone's been asking about you. Adam's expression darkened. Who? Marcus smiled. That's the mystery. The dealer dealt the first round, and suddenly the game had begun. Not just a poker game, but a dangerous game of secrets, revenge, and unfinished business. Back in Genoa City, Victor stood alone at the ranch once more. Michael Baldwin returned with new information. You were right. Victor didn't look surprised. About what? Michael exhaled. Someone has been moving pieces behind the scenes. Victor's eyes gleamed. And Michael continued. It leads back to Vegas. Victor's smile grew. Excellent. Michael frowned. You're pleased. Victor turned toward him. My son is exactly where he needs to be. Michael blinked. You planned this. Victor said nothing, but his silence was answer enough. Michael shook his head slowly. Victor. Victor looked out across the dark ranch land. Every empire has enemies. Michael sighed. And your solution? Victor's voice dropped to a quiet, dangerous whisper. Expose them. Because Victor Newman had just set a chain of events into motion. Adam was walking into the lion's den in Vegas. Jack Abbott was uncovering secrets at home. And Patty Williams was playing a game only she truly understood. But one thing was certain. By the time the dust settled, nothing in Genoa City would ever be the same again.